Hey, this is Sasha, and welcome to another episode of Let's Talk Stocks. And in this episode, we're going to take a look at the descending triangle pattern, which is a continuation pattern. We're going to take a look at what it looks like, the previous trend, the volume, projections, entry point, and a few final tips. So first off, let's start out with what it looks like. So here, the descending triangle pattern basically looks like a flat support line. So here we have our support level, and then the upper part of the triangle just descends or declines. So our previous trend starts from the upside. Okay, so we're going from the upper left going down. So the stock price is actually declining. And as it declines, we come in and we hit a little peak or where we start bouncing. Okay, then we move up and we hit a resistance level. So we'll call this R1. So that's our first resistance. This is our support one over on the lower level. Okay, as we play around in this level, we may get a second support point. We may get a resistance level 2 over here. Really, this is what the stock does for a little bit of time, up to the point where we actually start rolling over and start moving into lower prices. Now, sometimes this pattern you might start trying to think or create this pattern at these upper peaks or before the trend actually started. Really, by the time you evolve and see this pattern, you'll probably be in the second or third or fourth resistance level. So sometimes this could be resistance 3, resistance 4, where you start noticing it and discovering it. So that's kind of what the pattern looks like. The previous trend, of course, starts at the upper left, moves then to the lower right, and we're continuing on that pattern. This is just a pausing pattern where, hey, some buyers are thinking of coming in. They may think that this is maybe a double bottom, something to that effect, but really the pattern as it continues to evolve, and you don't really know that this is a descending triangle until the pattern really completes, right? So once the pattern moves, it's moving in the lower level and into lower prices. When you're looking at the volume, okay, the volume typically on this pattern will be stronger as we decline. So as you're moving here on the decline, you have fairly strong volume. And then typically here, as you're moving through the triangle, you might actually get lighter volume. Okay, the volume starts to dry out. But as you look at individual bars, kind of day to day or maybe moment to moment, typically you'll want to see stronger volume on the declines because it's a continuation pattern, it's a bearish pattern. So you're looking at it being a little more strong as we decline and even stronger as you start breaking that kind of support level. The projection of this is you're looking for the level of this fatter part of the triangle as we start from the resistance to the support. So you take this and you move it from that breakout point, and that's your target. So your target will be that same range or distance. And again, that is just a guideline. Doesn't mean it's going to hit it every time. Doesn't mean it'll even get there. But that's kind of the typical goal. And that's because you've had so much energy up here moving, and now you're bouncing and playing around in this triangle area, that you'll probably have about the same amount of energy there, right? So the amount of energy you push a ball, probably be the same amount of energy that it expels that energy moving forward. So here you're looking at that same amount from that fatter range of the triangle. As far as entry points go, your typical entry point will be when it breaks the support level. So that'll be an entry point there. And this, of course, is shorting the stock. Okay. Now, at times, you may get a potential bounce here where it retests the support and then it rolls over. So a second entry point could be, again, when it bounces and then rejects those levels. So that could be kind of entry 2. So you're looking at kind of those levels. Of course, you could enter at these rejection levels because it is a shorting pattern, but you don't know that at times this thing could play a little bit of tricks on you where it could actually start breaking and moving to the upside, which is what some people have trouble with. And here are a few tips for you. Sometimes people will think and see that this is a descending triangle pattern, but it could be maybe a double bottom, maybe a triple bottom. So you can see how you have two supporting points here that are hit where it creates kind of a double bottom or a triple bottom. So in that case, it may fake you out where, okay, now we're actually moving kind of to the upside, where it's a reversal pattern. Now, when you see this declining on the trend on resistance 1, 2, and 3, it does more or less confirm that it is a triangle pattern, but that doesn't mean that you can't digest for a long period of time and then kind of move to the upside. Stocks can do anything they want, or you may get a surge of good news and it changes this whole pattern completely. So the whole pattern is just a way for us to just discuss chart trends and how they perform and behave in a certain segment. So for you, what you're really looking for, the safer approach for entry points is really when it breaks support, that would be the shorting opportunity. If you're looking for a bullish opportunity, sometimes these things could break out right here, and this could be a bullish trend here, and you're trying to buy kind of on value, right? So that's another way of doing things and getting into the stock at lower prices because the trend was moving lower. So just be aware that at times that may play a little bit of a trick on you. Volume, of course, is nice to see as you're declining and then kind of moving, depreciating in volume or declining in volume, reduction in volume as we move through this triangle pattern, and then again an increase depending on where you're breaking out. Sometimes that doesn't happen. Sometimes that happens after you make the break and then you roll back over a second time, volume will pick up. Even more so there because it's confirming the rejection of support, which would then be resistance. But overall, that's kind of what the descending triangle pattern looks like. It's a bearish pattern, starts from the upper left or higher prices, moves lower, consolidates because now you see some value buyers stepping in, but there's not enough value buyers. And because there's not enough value buyers, the stock continues to roll over and goes even further. So that's really what happens within the pattern, is that there's just simply not enough buyers, and there's even short sellers that could be coming in. So in the end, the bears end up winning. Just keep in mind that sometimes you do get that bullish breakout, as this pattern could kind of look into a double bottom, triple bottom, or maybe just a distribution consolidation pattern. Now those are usually more horizontal or sideways, but still it could play a little bit of a trick on you. So let's take a look on screen on this descending triangle pattern. I just want to show you kind of the example with candlesticks so you get to see what it looks like. So if we take a look at here, FAZ, which is the financial bear 3x ETF, not one that I really recommend you trading, but you can take a look from 2014 April to about June, July. You can see what we're doing is we're going in from about $88 a share to $82 a share. And here we have a little bit of a decline where prices continue to decrease. We go from 88 to about 84 to about 80. And then we also have a support level right around $76 a share. So there's kind of our descending triangle pattern. So the stock is moving from higher prices, about $100 a share, moves lower. We find a little support here right around 76. And that's where we do a little bit of a bounce. We bounce to 88, then we pull back to about 80. We go a little bit higher into about 84, 85. We go a little bit lower into about 77. And we play around in that range. The pattern's not perfect, but you can see the triangle there evolving. And then eventually we do break lower on that triangle, descending triangle. Volume picks up slightly, but not anything significantly. And that's partly because it's a 3x ETF, because they do recalibrate those things. Eventually that stock continues to move lower and lower with time, especially if you look at it where it is now. We do retest those 76 levels and reject multiple times, creating kind of a double top right there. But overall, our triangle pattern that's descending is right between April and kind of June timeframe. Let's take a look at another example here where you could see the descending triangle in a little bit of a different way. And this one's more to the bullish sentiment. And this is FLO, which is Flowers Food. So when we go from 2004, 2005 to 2006, right around 2005, this stock reached about $6.50. This stock was descending from 640 to 630 to 620 and basing right around the 550 range. So you can see we moved a little bit higher, pulled back a bit, pausing pattern, and then again moved kind of to the upside within that stock. And it looks good for higher prices after we had that breakout, because we had a nice entry point. Volume picked up at that point when we broke out around the $6 range, and stock moved forward. Now, one other little bonus here for you as well. You could say, hey, well, this is another little triangle pattern in 2004, 2005 that's a little bit earlier. So that's a little bit more of an ascending triangle, because we're ascending here on the lower level, whereas the other pattern that we just looked at, the descending triangle pattern, it declines with the base that's a little more flat. So you can see kind of the difference there between the two triangles. Okay, so I hope that helps and gives you a little more insight to the pattern. Thank you so much for joining me in today's video. I hope you found it helpful and insightful to learning a little more about technical analysis. And if you did, and you want to join me on other great training videos, then be sure to get on the newsletter list by clicking the button right over here or the link in the description. Enter your name and email address when you get there, and that way you get notified as new training videos are released. But if you want to just continue hanging out on YouTube, then be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel by clicking the circle right here. Thanks again, and I hope to see you in my next video.